Hello and welcome to this episode of Coach's Corner. This is the podcast where we talk all things deep into the world of health, fitness, business and mindset with people excelling in their game. My name is Sam Eames and this is episode 10. Today's episode is a solo one. I've been pretty crook the last 2 weeks, so I haven't really felt like sitting down with anyone having a chat. That'll change next week. Cool, so today's episode, it's going to do our top 6 ways of tracking progress. So from my time in the fitness industry, I've noticed something interesting. Most people think progress in the gym is about numbers, the weight on the bar, the number on the scale, the calories burned. And honestly, a lot of people overcomplicate progress. But here's the reality. Your body doesn't always speak in numbers. More often than not, progress isn't as obvious as we'd like it to be. It shows up in little ways. Walking up a flight of stairs, not being out of breath, going from training 2 days a week to 5, noticing your clothes fit differently, or even hearing someone say, you look different. And I've seen this play out so many times with clients. They come in after 3 months of training, feeling amazing, stronger, fitter, sleeping better, full of energy. They're buzzing to do their body scan because in their mind, they know that they've changed. Then the machine spits out a page of numbers and it shows barely any progress. Their weight hasn't moved much. Muscle and fat numbers look the same. And instantly you can see the air leave their sails. But the crazy thing is, the scan is just a snapshot. It's one narrow view of progress. It doesn't show that they're lifting 20% more than when they started. It doesn't show their jeans fitting looser. It doesn't show that they're sleeping through the night or that their anxiety has dropped. And that's the problem. If you only measure progress by one metric, like the scale, you miss the big picture. And when you miss the bigger picture, you risk losing motivation and giving up on something that's actually working. So in this episode, I want to share 6 powerful holistic ways to track your progress in the gym, not just physical, but mental, the emotional, and even the social signals that prove you're moving forward. So let's dive in. First up, number 6 is energy and endurance. And I don't just mean inside the gym, I mean in your actual life. Think back to those early weeks where leg day completely wrecks you. You'd be sore for days. Walking upstairs feel like punishment. Fast forward a few months and suddenly you're bouncing up those same stairs without even noticing. That's progress. Or maybe you used to drag yourself home from work, exhausted. Now you've actually got fuel left in the tank. You're playing with the kids, walking the dog, catching up with friends, and you're not running on empty. Endurance isn't just about running longer or pushing through one more set. It's about having some more capacity for life. The gym gives you that. It teaches your body to recover quicker, to handle more stress, and to give energy back instead of always taking it away. And honestly, that's when training starts to click for people. It stops being about chasing a look and it becomes about feeling better every day. Number 5, feedback from others. Sometimes you're the last person to notice your own progress because you see yourself every day. But then someone else says, have you lost weight? Or you look stronger, you look healthier, you look happier, and suddenly it hits you. Other people are seeing what you've worked for. I always tell clients, don't brush that off, don't downplay it, take it in, because often people notice the changes in you long before you're willing to admit it yourself. Number 4 is strength and performance. The weights don't lie. I've had clients that start with a 20 kilo squat and think this is brutal. 3 months later, they're moving 60 kilos with confidence. That's not just numbers on a bar, that's their muscles firing better, their technique improving, and their mind realizing I'm stronger than I thought. And it's not always about hitting a personal best. Sometimes progress looks like needing less rest between sets, banging out push-ups without dropping to your knees, or finally nailing your first pull-up. Those moments deserve just as much celebration as the big lifts. Number 3 is visual changes. This one takes patience because if you're staring This one takes patience because if you're staring in the mirror every morning, you're probably not going to see much change, but change is gradual. That's why progress photos are so powerful. Take one at week 1, and then again at week 4, and then 8, and then 12. Compare them side by side, and suddenly you see it. Your shoulders are more defined, your waist is tighter, your posture is straighter. I always say it's like watching a kid grow up. If you see them every day, they look the same, but compare 6 months ago to today, and it's a completely different story. That's exactly how the body works. Number 2 is clothing. One of the earliest signs of progress is in your clothes, and the thing is, clothes don't lie unless you leave them in the dryer for too long. You might not feel different when you look in the mirror, but suddenly your work pants slide on easier, or your shirt feels snug around your arms in a way that makes you think something's happening here. I've had clients frustrated that the scale isn't moving, but then they pull out an old pair of jeans and they're literally falling off them. That's fat loss and muscle gain working together, and that's the progress you can feel before you ever see it. Number 1, I feel, is severely underrated, is your mental health and confidence. This one doesn't get enough attention. Training consistently does something for your head that no machine or scan will ever capture. Clients tell me all the time that they feel less stressed, they're sleeping deeper, and they're more focused. And then there's the confidence, not just about looking good, but about carrying yourself differently. Walking taller, feeling stronger, being more sure of yourself. That's progress, that's transformation, and in many ways, it's more important than the physical stuff. And before I wrap it up, here are a few special mentions, other little signs and tools that will help you show that you're making progress, that you're sleeping better and waking up more rested. Your mood is steadier and stress feels easier to handle. You're building consistency, just showing up week after week. Your lifestyle habits are shifting. You're eating better, moving more, drinking more water. Body scans can give you snapshots of muscle and fat. Skin fold calipers and tape measures are simple but effective for tracking changes. Wearables like your Apple Watch, Garmin, or Whoop show trends in sleep, recovery, and endurance. And yes, even the scale is just one tool in the toolkit, not the whole story. Stack these along the 6 main ways we talked about, and you'll have the clearest picture of your progress possible. So to bring this all together, progress in the gym isn't just about numbers. It's not just what the scale says or the data on a body scan. It's the big 6 ones that we talked about today. Your mental health and confidence, the way your clothes fit, the visual changes over time, your strength and performance in the gym, the feedback you get from others, and the energy and endurance that carries into your everyday life. And then all the little ones, better sleep, less stress, more consistency, healthier habits. Plus, if you love numbers, you've got the tracking tools like scans, calipers, tape measures, wearables, and yes, even the scale to give you that data along the way. So put this all together and you'll see the bigger picture. Progress is happening in more ways than you realize. So next time you feel stuck, zoom out, look at all the wins you've stacked up, not just one number on a piece of paper. That's what keeps people moving forward. And that's where the real transformation is built on. Motivation gets you going, but consistency keeps you growing, said by John C. Maxwell. Anyone can feel motivated for a week. Anyone can get fired up after watching a video or trying on clothes that don't fit the way they used to, but the spark doesn't last. It never does. What matters is what you do when the motivation fades. That's where consistency comes in. Showing up on the days you don't feel like it, sticking to the plan when the progress feels slow. It's not glamorous, but it's what separates the people who make temporary change from the ones who create lasting transformation. Motivation might light the fire, but consistency is what keeps it burning. And that's it for today. If you found value in today's episode, the best way to support the show is by hitting subscribe. It helps me stay motivated, knowing this content is providing value for you, and this keeps the episodes coming. You can follow along on Spotify, Instagram, and Facebook at Coach's Corner Podcast. and on YouTube, Sam Eames Fitness. Thank you to anyone that listens to this. I appreciate your time, your attention, and your support. And I'll catch you next week on the next episode of Coach's Corner. Thanks, guys.